Hi, I'm just here doing the Lab 3 demo, and I wanted to show you a few things out of the textbook and a few things in StatCrunch. Now, for starters, I'm going to be using some data from number 15 in section 9.3, I believe it is. And when you work with the data from 9.2 and 9.5, you will have to input that data yourself. For some reason, there is not a StatCrunch link for that data. So in the interest of saving time, I'm going to go ahead and use data from number 15 in 9.3. And we'll go ahead and open that up. Now, when you work with StatCrunch, you'll need a few different things. Pretty much everything you'll need is in the Stat menu. So, of course, we're going to be doing summary stats. We'll need to come up with point estimates, which requires summary stats for the column that you're working in. We will also, for section 9.1, we'll be working with proportion stats, one sample, with summary data. We're not going to be looking at the raw data for that one. We're going to be looking at the summary statistics. So when you click on that, it gives you a place to put in the number of successes, number of observations. That would be X first and then N. Now we're doing confidence intervals. You can put in your level of confidence and leave the method as is. Don't worry about the checkboxes and click compute. So that's what it'll look like for the proportion statistics. And for 9.2, we'll be looking at t-stats. These are confidence intervals for the mean. We'll be looking at one sample, this time with data. So we'll be working with data. You'll select your column. And again, confidence interval, put in your level of confidence. That's 1 minus alpha. And then you can ignore the rest of this and compute. Now when you're working with 9.3, we'll be doing variance statistics, and we'll be working with, again, one sample, and we'll be working with data. So we select our column, and then we are performing a confidence interval, and we can ignore the rest and click compute. So there are the confidence intervals. Now when you get to section 9.5, you'll be working with resampling, which is the bootstrapping method. So we'll be going to resample statistic, and we'll select the column. Now this is where it gets a little bit interesting. You do have to specify the statistic by building an expression. So what we're going to do is go over here to the functions, and we'll be estimating the mean. So we want to go down to the mean, add function, and in here then we'll want to select the variable, so the mean of peanuts column. Okay, so the mean of the column that we have, or the mean of the variable that we have here, and we'll say okay. So that builds you the statistic that you want to estimate. Now we're going to do bootstrap method, univariate 1000. You can pretty much leave the rest of these as is. The percentiles that you are interested in are 2.5 and 97.5, because the percentiles 2.5 and 97.5 isolate the middle 95%. That corresponds to a 95 or a 0.95 level of confidence. So 2.5 and 97.5 are the two percentiles that you'd be interested in. And we can ignore the rest of these and go ahead and click compute. So that's about what it'll look like. And just to review, if you want to open statcrunch.com and work with your reports, don't forget, in My StatCrunch, go to create a new report. Don't forget to share with everyone, click yes, and then you'll be able to email it to me as a link. Include a title. You would answer all of your questions here with your responses in words. Include your results. Now remember, last time we had a little bit of an issue with this. Remember, if you need to attach extra results beyond these 5, which you will, you'll need to save the report and then go back and edit the report again. And then when you begin to edit again, you'll be able to attach more results. You'll only have 2 data files to attach here, and then of course save. Actually, this probably won't let me save, but then you'll be able to mail to me. So I think that's about it for Lab 3. If you have any questions, go ahead and email me or call. And hopefully it's a pretty simple lab, just a little bit of practice so I can see that you are working in StatCrunch correctly.